Enemy fire! Run!
Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Dante, and this is my third dev blog for my game called Onward. Onward's a tactical multiplayer first-person shooter game built specifically for virtual reality. For this update, I just kind of wanted to show you guys some fixes that I did. First with the holographic sight. In my last video, everything was static, or the that's been fixed, as well as I've added a reloading system. If you guys want to see this, here we go. And I'll go over motion sickness and things like that in a second, and how I'm attempting to minimize that. Alright, but here, let's take some shots. I think you guys are seeing out my left eye, and I'm primarily dominant in my right eye, so I'm using my right eye, so you won't be able to see, but see down the sight. You won't be able to see down the sight. I can't shoot while I'm talking because I know that the sound is loud. But anyway. Okay, we're out. We've also got animations too. And since this is a multiplayer game where strategy is a key part, you can also use a radio to talk to your team. So you pull up to your left shoulder, hold the trigger, and then you're good to go. Still working on that. Okay, so back to how I'm minimizing VR sickness and motion sickness. For me, I honestly don't get motion sick, and for most of the people I've played so far, they don't get motion sick. But for those that do, I've integrated snap turns or VR comfort mode, but I've implemented it a little differently. In most games and demos I've seen, besides Cloudhead games in their original version of this, I've seen people kind of just snap exactly 45 degrees or whatever angle a certain direction rather than actually turn. Like it's just like an instant snap versus like a few milliseconds of, you know, feedback of things that you see. Like in the real world when you're turning, you actually see something. You don't want it to lag though, because then you'll start like getting a long, yeah, you guys know what I mean. But anyway, so there's also another update. I've got it so that when you put your left hand near your gun to support it, there's actually an incentive to do that, and your hand sticks there. You get more control over your gun, and if your hand moves too far, it pops off. So there's that. Also inverse kinematics, you guys can see my shadow here. Yeah, I see my head, my gun, everything. I'm leaning to the right, leaning to the left. I know you don't see my arms, all you can see is my hands. In first person virtual reality, also with motion controllers, it feels weird to see your hand and arm, because without full body tracking with everything, it just doesn't feel right, because things are off. Your elbows here and your virtual elbows out here. So I just decided to take that out of the equation. Other players that'll see you will see your entire arm, they'll see your whole body, but from your perspective in game, you'll just see your hands. But yeah, you can see your body, and when you kneel down, you can see your knees. You can see me in the shadow here. It's pretty cool. So let me show you some other cool things and what this allows. My footsteps may be a bit fast. I've got to sync that a little better, so maybe it's right. I can't hear it right now, so that can be fixed if I'm walking a little fast. But with motion controls or just positional tracking in general, because you can actually lean with the controller layout, and I'll show you that later, and the mouse and keyboard layout. But yeah, you can lean around corners. Imagine in game. There we go. Had to find where my shoulder, my virtual shoulder was in game. But yeah, still a work in progress. Still got a lot of things need to be finished. But yeah. Also, this is not the only gun in Onward. There's multiple classes for each fire team, each with specific weapons for that class. So, also too, I forgot to remind you. There'll be day and night maps for each map, and I'll show you guys a night map in a second. Also with different weather for each map. So some maps there'll be rain, some maps there'll be snow, and some maps there'll be sandstorms, things like that. So I'll show you that in a second. Also, for those of you that like to shoot the undead, in my last video I showed some gameplay of the zombie mode, a co-op zombie mode called Inferno. You guys can check that out here. What else can I think of right now? I think that's it for this right now. I'll show you guys a networked player in a little after I show you the night map, and then I'll show you a little bit of the main menu that I'm working on too. So thanks guys, and let's move to the next demo. Alright guys, here we are on the same map at night. Like I was saying, each map will have multiple times a day that you can choose to play it in with different weather to mix up gameplay so it's not the same thing every time. Yep. Actually, let me show you the main menu first, and then I'll show you how the map afterwards. And the main menu is work in progress as well. Yeah, cool. Alright. Alrighty guys, here's a mock-up of the main menu. Still a work in progress. Two of the game modes will be War and Inferno. I'll go over them more in the next vlog with more details on what's happening in each team. Still working on things, but yeah. You have to put in your height to get the right scale, set up audio. Like I said, this is a really, really rough version of everything. Now I have to go in and add a bunch of features and settings for each thing. But yeah. So now let's take you to a networked player, and you guys can see some other cool things that I have with the actual characters in game, with like false eye tracking in a way, and I'll explain that in a second. Here's another map, still in early development, still got a lot of things to add, but there's another networked player, and this is what it's like playing with a mouse and keyboard or with a normal controller. If you click the right mouse button, one second, I was outside the screen. Okay, you click the right mouse button, you pull the gun up to your face, and you can look around. Also, this allows you to lean, so if you're leaning around a corner, you pull the gun up and shoot. Also, the head tracking data right now, since I'm running this game both on the same system, it's going to both players. A little choppy right now, I need to smoothen it out a little bit. There we go. Okay. But yeah, you can see what the network player is doing. I imagine that's another headset. But, okay, let's walk forward. You can still see the whole body. And this isn't as weird as with motion controllers because you're not actually holding your gun, it's just in front of you. But let me go to the homie here. And as you can see with his eyes, right now he's not looking at me. I've got to program that to where whenever I'm talking or if I'm staring at him, he'll look at me. But I've got some eye movements in there. And it adds to the realism and immersion, so when you're playing with other people, it's not just a static eye. And so I'm leaning in, and you can see him. Right now his gun's aimed straight. Clipping a little through the body, I could fix that, but yeah. Same head movements, pretty cool. And so this is what it'll be like. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. In the next dev blog, I'll be going over game types and showing a little more gameplay with that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Shit!